Hi and welcome back to Never Trust an Atom. Today I'm just going to have a bit of a chat about my feelings about going back to school, and also you guys can just get to know me a little bit as I'll tell you what I'm taking next year. So let's go. Whether you were personally affected by the results fiasco or not, I'm sure you've seen it in the news, and after a very long and stressful build-up, I, along with thousands of students around the country, received our GCSE results for exams we hadn't even taken. But to be honest, I think this was better because the grades we received were a reflection of 2 years of hard work, as it's based off what our teachers think we would get. And our teachers are who knows us best. And so it will reflect all of your work throughout the whole 2 years, not just one exam when you might be having an off day or the questions don't quite fit with what you've remembered. It's never made much sense to me. So these teacher grades actually kind of are better, I think, as they reflect your whole work ethic. So all in all, I think for GCSEs at least, it turned out pretty good, and for me it wasn't a horrible shock. I was really pleased with my results. If you weren't, I'm so sorry, and I really hope that you've managed to sort it out. And for GCSEs, it's not the end of the world. Most colleges will take you, and it's more for the A-level people that I feel so sorry for. And here's a virtual hug. Just remember that your grades don't define you, and even though you might have to take a bit of a detour, some detours are actually shorter than the path you were planning to take, and you might end up in an even better place than you thought you would be. So hang in there, and I really hope that all you guys have the grades that you wanted or need to get into where you want to go next. Luckily, I got the grades that I needed to get into the courses that I want to do. So next year I will be studying A-levels, doing physics, biology, maths and geography. So just the easy ones. But for me, they actually are fairly easy. Like, they are a lot of hard work, but I really enjoy them and the teachers are great. So that's halfway, right? So I'm really looking forward to going back and learning all about kind of furthering my learning, especially after doing all these online courses that have helped me go even deeper into those subjects, and I'm just excited to learn more. I've chosen these mostly because they're what I love, and it also helps that I've had high grades in them pretty consistently. So fingers crossed that continues over the years to come. Over the past kind of few months, I've kind of been a bit uncertain of whether I maybe should have taken chemistry or further maths instead of geography, as I've heard that you either need these or a lot of people have them to get into my dream university course, which is natural sciences at Cambridge at the moment. So maybe I'll get in, who knows? But the reason I want to do natural sciences is because it delays choosing what field I want to go into, because at the moment I just want to learn as much as possible about as wide an area as possible. That's why I love astrobiology, because it just combines so many different fields into one, and I just love learning about everything. So natural sciences would be my dream course because I get to study lots of different things. But I've decided that I'm better off doing something I love, and for me that's geography, because especially physical geography, and which is linked to earth sciences and planetary science, but also human geography is just really interesting. And at the moment I've been watching Vox's series Borders, and which is absolutely fascinating, and go check that out. I think I'll link to the playlist here. So at the start of lockdown, I basically stuck to my school timetable, doing my kind of school lessons. I didn't have any kind of online Zoom lessons, but I just worked through any work that we had left over to do to finish the course, or did a bit of revision. But then at kind of early May, just after Easter, when I would have been going off to do my GCSEs, we were no longer required to do any more work for school. So that's when I made my own timetable with all my online courses and started that. I made a video about that, which you can see here. And I also did some of my bridging work during that, but I've still got a little bit of that left to do. Yesterday I realised why I've been putting it off. Because having received my GCSE results and finishing my bridging work means it's time to go back to school. And if I'm honest, I'm not really looking forward to it. Like, I'm excited to learn new things and see my friends, but I've been doing that from home during lockdown, albeit socially distanced. So I'm just worried about the workload and commuting to school every day and getting up early. And those are just normal back to school anxieties. But this year we've got the added uncertainty of the pandemic, which adds a lot of kind of anxiety to the whole situation, because I take public transport, I'm going to be in a massive bubble, and we don't have lots of firm plans at the moment. We've been given some information, but the plans are still under development because the whole situation changes day to day. And that just adds a lot of stress, to be honest. I hope we'll be getting some more info before we go back though. But I like to plan and prepare, and at the moment I just can't do that. So yeah, I'm also quite concerned about the way the government has asked schools to reopen. All students back and these bubbles to prevent transmission between years. And this works really well for primary school and the lower end of secondary school, as a bubble might be 30 to 60 students. My bubble, however, is 250, and because we're a bubble, there's limited physical distancing. Not that 6 feet apart would even be possible in classrooms with all students back in. The school can control what happens in school and how students mix, and my school have got really firm plans for this, but they can't control what students do outside of school. And I know for a fact that a lot of teens don't really care that much about social distancing, and to be honest, I don't have enough headspace right now to care anymore. It's their life. However, now it's affecting me and the rest of us who have been trying really hard to follow the guidelines, and especially those who've got underlying illnesses like asthma. Now, I want to make it clear that I'm not hating on schools. It's an impossible situation, and their jobs have been made 10 times harder by the whole results situation, as well as preparing to go back to school and constantly changing advice. And the advice keeps changing because this is the first time we've had a pandemic of this scale in living memory. And this science is developing constantly as we find out more about the virus and how it spreads. So the fact that the advice is changing is a little bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. But that doesn't mean that I'm not mad at the whole situation and its handling as a whole. This is my opinion and my thoughts, and you might completely disagree with me, and that's okay, but if you are feeling the same way as me, I hope you know that you're not alone, and we will get through this together, and we'll adapt to this new normal, and it will all be okay. Okay, so now off with the serious stuff of the near future, and on to thinking about what I want to do with my life. So, I know I want to be a scientist, but I don't know what type, because I love so many different aspects of science. I love biology, I love physics, mainly astro, and I love earth science and so much more. I think that's why I'm drawn to space science and particularly astrobiology, as it merges so many different fields. It combines all my passions, which is also why my dream course is natural sciences. I would love to work for NASA or the European Space Agency, and being an astronaut, well, I definitely wouldn't say no. But I'm also considering a lot of other sciences. As you can see, space features heavily, but planetary science isn't just about planets of the solar system and exoplanets. It also can involve looking back to our own home, the Earth, which is also why climate science and ocean science is so fascinating to me. Whether it's Earth observation or observing the cosmos from Earth, I can't wait to find my place. NASA, ESA, if you're listening, please hire me. I also love science communication, which is why I started my blog and eventually my YouTube channel. So it would be really cool to be a science presenter like Maggie Adair-Pocock or Brian Cox or Helen Chertsky, alongside whatever my future research might be. Okay, so why am I talking about this? Well, first of all, it's fun to talk about the future, and also maybe this will help you guys get to know me a little bit. But also, one of my friends has recently been talking about manifesting your goals. So here I am, manifesting my dream life. And maybe this will inspire you to think of something crazy that you would love to do and just start working towards it. It's why I spend so much time reading books about science, researching and writing blog posts, because, well, A, it's just loads of fun, but it will also help me learn the skills I need to end up in my dream life. So, believe in yourself, try your best, and then not even the sky is your limit. Good luck, everybody, and let me know your goals or your dream career in the comments. And circling back to what I started with, how are you guys feeling about going back to school? Do you have any ideas of how we can overcome these uncertainties? Or if you're stressed like me, let me know and maybe we can come up with a solution together. And remember, your grades don't define you, you do. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this type of video, let me know in the comments and I'll do more of this type. Good luck everybody with going back to school and I'll see you next week. Bye!